Boyz. Kelly King. In the morning.
Eric V. Nick V.
Get it.
But we have a special guest in the studio, Nick V.
Hi.
We want to welcome you the way the Baka Boyz do, okay? You ready for this? Here we go. Come on. Hey. Well, it's the Baka, baby. It's the Baka Boyz in the morning. In the morning. It's the Baka Boyz. And we got a special guest for you. Hey. Her name is Chelsea Rendon. She's looking at us like, what the hell did I just walk into?
Super dope.
Thank you.
Love it.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Thank you for showing up.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You
I had to wake up.
Yeah, you got your show, VIDA. Of course, I've seen the billboards everywhere, stars. You know, when you got approached for this, how did you feel about it? You know,
Well, it came about me. It came to me the same way every other project does. I auditioned for it. But funny thing is that because. So it's a very sexy show. If you haven't seen it already, there's a lot of boobies. There's some pee-pee.
You know what?
Like
we have a viewer here that watches the stream right now. He's like, I love that show, but I can't watch it around my kids because there's a lot of naked chicks.
There's a lot of naked chicks. There's been a pee-pee or two.
Oh,
as well. So it's the men as well. Actually,
Pee-pee
you saw pee-pee too.
Wow.
Damn. No, but so because all the characters were full nudity required on the breakdowns, my reps actually didn't submit me. So I had a friend text me and be like, yo, this part is you have to audition for it.
Okay.
And then I sent it to my reps and they were like, you could do a self-tape if you want to, but it says full nudity required.
Right.
But I was just like, you know what? I really like, can I cuss?
We prefer not
Okay,
to.
no.
If you can.
So I was like, freak it.
Thanks for asking.
Let me just do it, and then we'll see what happens. And then my character ended up a virgin, so I didn't have to get naked.
Right. No pee-pee.
No pee-pee,
No pee-pee.
Good for the virgin.
Yeah.
We need at least one virgin in the show.
They do, and I'm like a 21-year-old virgin, which is like not known
Non-existent.
really now.
Like dinosaurs.
But because she grew up with that machismo Latino dad, she had no freedom, so she couldn't do anything.
Okay, I got a question about your role. You know, you play a local activist. Would you think that the being a virgin maybe kind of drives that anger a little bit? Being angry with the community.
She can't get no love because she's about the community.
just saying,
What are you talking about?
No. The funny thing is that not at all, but I understand how technically does play a part because it's because of the way her dad is. I feel that she has no voice in her home. So she has to go out in the world to have a voice and to use her voice.
Right.
So part of that is why she's a virgin, but it's mainly her dad why she's like, when she's out, she's loud.
She's out there
but
like,
when she's
I'm
at
here,
home,
fool.
she's like, see puppy.
Yeah, she can't really do anything when she's at home. But on the internet and all these things, you're like this. You're the activist. You're the one. You're the voice of the community. No one else is like. It doesn't seem like nobody cares. I've seen the first three episodes, and I'm like, I might be hooked. I was like, on the third episode, it started with a sex scene. I was like, wait, how does this?
Yo, this sex scene is no joke. When I mean like. There's toe sucking. It's like a girl
everywhere.
on a non-binary person that doesn't identify.
All right.
And it's like throwing you on the floor and then sitting on your face.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
like, man, I've been waiting for
is-
that in my life.
It's crazy.
So you can get a lot of feel for the series if you watch the series. Not only can you get some community into your life. If you're in the local Los Angeles area and you know what's going on in the area, then you'll really be closer to it.
But not only LA, gentrification is happening everywhere.
It's happened
Like
everywhere.
that's the beautiful thing about our story is that every storyline is universal. Gentrification is happening everywhere.
Yeah, totally.
Family issues, which is the core of it.
Yeah.
Everyone has family issues. Sister on sister stuff. Me and my brother, sister brother stuff.
Right.
And then also like love triangles and like not being ready for a relationship that you thought you were ready for, or like things like that. Or like Mari, she's very naive when it comes to men, and it's people. I could connect to that when I was like 18 years old, like being really dumb. So I think that's the beautiful thing of the story is you could kind of take it from East LA and plop it anywhere else and it'll still work.
It'll totally work, but what I love about it is like I haven't seen it set in a Latino scene.
True,
okay,
for sure.
And I like that. I like to see.
Yeah, I feel like we're almost like the brown Insecure.
Yeah. And
Because
nobody's.
like, I went to a panel the other day for Insecure and I was like, yo, we really are like the brown Insecure. Like that's super dope because I love Insecure.
Okay.
Do you know about Insecure on HBO?
I haven't seen it.
No, it's so good. It's
okay.
so good. Insecure with Issa Rae. She's such a boss.
It's a big show, yeah.
Lady.
Yeah. Good job.
I know. I always feel like I'm gonna get in trouble. But no, that's such a great show, and I feel like we're kind of like that. Like that's for HBO, and we're on Starz.
Okay. That's dope.
We dig it. I'm loving it. I can't wait to see more of the episodes. And I love your character.
All you gotta do is pay $5. $5.
And I give it 3 months or what?
3 months. It's $15 for 3 months.
I will binge it in a week.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be done and over with. But it's a great show. It's a great start. And I loved your role. I really I was attracted to your role because you're the most outspoken. You're the one that is kind of sitting there and protecting the community, and with nobody else. So in the first 3 episodes, I haven't seen the rest, but in the first 3 episodes.
Mari definitely is the only activist from the neighborhood. Eddie, of course, doesn't want the bar to change either. Like I think we're all, the people from the neighborhood, aside from the sisters, are for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Except for Nelson, the Hantifier, like the evil villain.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely the one. My character is an outspoken activist of it all.
I love that in one of the episodes when you first meet the girls, the sisters, you know them, and they're like, "Wait a minute, you're the homegirl from way back in the day," and you just look stone cold. You just lost everything in that.
Well, yeah, because she called me Little Mari, and so it's like I've left that kind of person in the past, and I've grown, and like they also reference that second season. I bumped into a friend from like high school. And she's like, "Oh, I like the blue. I almost didn't recognize you." And it's like because I've grown into this person and this like woman, and then they're talking about people from like my child, like when I was younger, and I'm like, "No, that ain't me.
That ain't me no more."
Yeah. So when she's like, "Bust out with that Little Mari," I'm like, "What?"
So let me ask you this: how did you prepare for this role? Who are some of the activists that you might have seen in society or in the past or in culture that you drew from?
For me specifically, I'm born and raised in like Montebello, East LA.
Yes.
And my mom is born and raised in East LA. Like, and so I grew up going to El Mercadito. My uncle worked at El Tepeyac. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like La Princesita, like all these spots that I grew up being around and going to, I just connected to that. Like, okay, if this was gone, if they decided to put a Walmart where El Mercadito is, how would I feel?
Right.
Like, I want to be able to have kids and go back to El Mercadito just like my mom took me as a kid.
Right.
So that's where I connected to the activist part. But the rest of her character is just me from like middle school and high school, like straight up. I had so many friends like DM me and like Facebook me that I wasn't like already on social media with. Be like, "Yo, that's the Chelsea I remember. Like, get a little Mexican." And I was like, I was very loud. I've always been very loud. I've always been a tomboy. I'm like trying to get into like my femininity or whatever. I did fight some people. But I actually had more fights with guys than I did with girls.
Did you win them all?
Yeah.
Yeah, you won them all?
Yeah.
Let's go back to early days when you first started acting. You were very young when you got into business, 6 years old. And also you worked alongside of some actors like Kevin Costner and things like that. Who are some of the favorite actors that you've worked with in any movies or TV shows right now so far?
Well, I got to work with Will Smith, which was probably the best experience. Even though I didn't work with him on camera, I was on set for a couple days and I just got to watch him a little bit.
Right.
And it was just so like, damn, like.
What did you pick up from Will Smith?
He's just so boss and he's always ready. And like, he's super like, him and the director David Ayer were really talking about stuff and super like connecting. It wasn't just like directors like, "Hey, do this."
Yeah, they were working together.
You know what I'm saying? They worked together and that was really cool. And Kevin Costner, I had the same experience with him and the director Nikki Caro for McFarlane USA. Yeah. They were super boom, 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 like a team.
Right.
You know, and that was really cool. But I think one of the best experience I had was just recently. I worked with some of my good friends, Bobby Soto and Noemi Gonzalez. Who Bobby Soto I worked with on A Better Life years ago, back in 2011. And Noemi's from East Los High. She just did Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
And I got to work with them on a movie with David Ayer, The Tax Collector.
Okay.
So it's fun to go from like business to like, or like personal to like business relationship and like vibing with people on set. And that was just so cool. And I also got to work with like George Lopez, Lana Parrilla. Like now I'm like, "Oh, it's my friend. What's up, Lana? How you doing?"
Yeah.
Or you know, and like we have like a little family. So that's been like the coolest experience.
Being an actress, you know, you play multiple roles, different energies, different attitudes, this and that. Which one is the closest to your personality?
Mari for sure.
That's
Mari for sure.
But then also I saw some outtakes from you guys. You guys joke a lot on the set.
Oh yeah.
You guys are
actually
especially you.
Well, that I did on purpose. So at the end of season 1, we had the rap party and they showed a blooper reel. And I only had one blooper.
Okay.
Aww.
And I was so like, aw.
You're bummed out.
Yeah, but you
But that's why it was a funny thing because everybody kept telling me like, well, no, it's because you're so on point. Like, it's like a good thing.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, but I want to like have memories and like laugh at myself. Like, so this season on purpose for season 2, anytime the camera was in front of me, I would just do something stupid.
Do something crazy.
And that's why there's literally one clip where I'm like, bloopers, bloopers,
Yeah.
bloopers. And it made it to the bloopers. But then also like there was one moment where I'm trying to ride the bike away and I couldn't steady myself, so I kept falling into the thing. Oh my God, I was dying when I saw that.
So let's talk about season 1, episode 1. You said something about a house, about your mom and the house. Can you explain about that?
Oh yeah, okay. So the first, or this, when you see me in season 1, episode 1, it starts off at my house, like I open the show.
Yeah.
But then the next time you see me, I'm talking crap to the white Tinas, and it was in front of a birria restaurant. And so that there's like a little block where it's a couple like I guess what are they called, like
duplexes?
Shops? Like yeah.
Oh.
So right behind that is duplexes that are connected and owned by the same people.
Gotcha.
So we were using all of that, and my mom came to set and like started crying because she lived in the duplex in the back that we were using.
Shot.
Well, so we didn't shoot in it, but we were using it for storage. Yeah. But it was just like she freaked out, and it was just like, and she told me, she's like, Mija, like that's how I know this was destiny. Like you were meant to work on this in the like. It was just so surreal, and so like every time like I get goosebumps as they talk about it because it's like there's so many projects that I could have worked on that I didn't work on, and so many things that I could do or won't or whatever. But it's like when something's just meant to be, it's meant to be, and it was just so beautiful.
Understood that, and that's great.
And my mom grew up in that duplex. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, $50. And back in 1950, like 1960, and she lived there with her 6 brothers and sisters and her mom.
Wow.
In a 1-bedroom.
That's an incredible story right there. Full circle.
Full circle.
And now that you're doing it and you're from the, the area and the area and your mom was there and stuff, though, that's a great situation.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question in regards to the gentrification and what's happening not only in this neighborhood in Los Angeles and it already happened in Silver Lake and that area, but what do you see as a possible solution for this that is happening to the neighborhoods?
Well, I think they need to talk to the neighborhoods, and that's something that I think Mari is like, she feels like they don't listen to her. And it's like, I think if they would just talk, and it's like, okay, like me, Chelsea, I think that fixing up a neighborhood is a good thing in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want less violence or stuff like that, you don't want trash on the floor. Like I get that aspect, but don't try to say, okay, well, we're going to fix up this building and then charge you double rent when it's like, yo, people can't afford that. No. And then you're literally displacing these people.
Yeah.
So I think if there would be like a common ground, I feel like even with politics right now, everybody's either far left or far right, and they're both kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But you got to just get in the middle. And I think if there would be a middle ground for the gentrification aspect of like, okay, well, we're going to do this, but you guys are okay in it. Like if we hike up the rent 3%, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. But like, I was living in Baldwin Park with my mom and my sister and my niece in an ugly ass 4-bedroom house, but it was 4 bedrooms, And the owner came in and was like, okay, well, I'm gonna fix it up, but now I'm gonna charge you double rent. And I'm like, yo, we can't afford that. Like we had to move. Right. And it's just like, these people think that they have this power, which technically they do.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, my niece grew up in that house. You know what I'm saying? From a baby, and like we had to move. And again, it was an ugly ass house, so I don't mind. Like I live in a nicer spot now.
Yeah, right?
But it's a thing that we didn't choose to leave. We had to leave.
Yeah.
Wow. So working on this series is kind of close to home for you.
Oh yeah, totally. No, like I still have family that doesn't have papers. My dad got his papers when he married my mom. Like, so for me, I connect to it a lot. And I just think it's beautiful because you have brown people writing this brown story.
Yeah.
So there's no disconnect.
That's right.
I
love that. Got to support that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right,
heck yeah.
If you guys, heck yeah. Hell's okay.
Okay, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Bam, 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 do that for me.
Yeah, she was talking about, it's like, I want to be a DJ. I said, might as well, go ahead.
I know, dude. I'll be like,
Everybody
fresh.
So we're sitting down with Chelsea Rendon.
Rendon, yes.
Rendon, and she's from the series VIDA, which is on Stars. Yeah. Season number 2 just came out on the 23rd.
Yes, all episodes dropped.
All right, so what can we expect in season 2?
Season 2, there's a lot more sexy. There's a lot more drama.
Oh,
no,
shit.
yeah, there's a lot more sexy.
But you're still going to be a virgin throughout the whole thing.
I can't say yes or no to that. I can't say yes or no to that because either way it would be a spoiler.
Okay.
So I have to leave it at just watch and see.
Well, I will say this. In one of the episodes, might be one or two, probably two, you're sitting in front of a house and they're rebuilding it and they're making it beautiful and all this stuff, and you're sitting and you're talking and some other dude walks up and he's like, yeah, and he jumps in with you and you have this moment of, wait a minute. I know this guy and I want to know him more, but he's from the neighborhood. But you guys have similar things there. There's a little love interest popping out.
Me and Tlaloc, or Mari and Tlaloc, know each other from Vigilantes, and he definitely is someone that she likes, and they have something going on. And you get into that later in I think in episode 4, or 3 or 4, one of those. Or no, 3. Oh, wait, is it? I don't know, because I'm so into season 2 right now. But episode 3, 4, and 5, there's an interesting dynamic. And it's funny because I look young, so people thought he was like a 20-something-year-old and I was like a teenager, and they're like, pedophile. And I'm like, nah, I'm of age. I'm good. Trust me. But I look like a baby, so I get it.
Totally.
But we literally had to incorporate that into season 2. There's a moment where I'm with my brother and he's like, oh wait, I forgot. You want a beer? You could drink. So we had to acknowledge that I was old enough to drink.
Good.
Because people call him a pedophile.
All right. Well,
but yeah, that's Mari's Tlaloc. That's an interesting relationship. People have a lot of hate for that relationship.
Oh man,
I look forward to seeing more about it.
At least it ain't like Game of Thrones where you're kissing your aunt and having sex with your aunt.
No,
I'm just saying, bro.
But technically, think about it. Back in the day, it was okay.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's weird to us.
If it's supposed to start with Adam and Eve, how the hell did we get brothers and sisters? Hello, there's only 2 people. That means everybody's screwing each other. Come on, man.
I don't know a lot of the story, but I heard it was Adam and Eve, and then they had 2 sons. And then it's where did the rest of the kids come from if they're 2 sons?
Okay.
So it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Okay, so then that was right. I don't know. Anyway, I just heard that.
I wanted to add in that this is a very LGBT friendly series right here.
Yeah.
It gets a chance to open up conversations about sexuality and identity, and not only for self, but for the neighborhood as well. So
it's super cool. Tanya's the showrunner. She's queer and she's Latina. And so you have the whole you see it from different points of view. Even there's a butch lesbian that's on the show that's also very Catholic sometimes, or and so it's very interesting when it's man, she's like a viejito sometimes or something. And it's it's interesting to be oh, I'm a lesbian character, but yet I feel this way about gay boys or something, and it's just there's all the different aspects, and they talk about it in season 2. One of the characters is being called the baby queer. Oh, you're new to the queer world. It's okay. And she literally has to be F you, and you're trying to identify me. Don't be mad at me because I could get off to more than what you can. And the character shuts down that person. But it's one of those things, and people talk about it a lot on social media. That is so true. People try to be their own queer police. And it's the same thing, even as Latinos, as actors, they try to be the actor police. And it's let everybody be who they are, how they want to be.
And let it settle. Let it play out for itself.
Everybody likes to put everybody in a compartment.
And it's I'm not in no damn box.
Let's go to a phone line. We got a phone call right now.
Hello, good morning. You're on the phone with Chelsea Rendon. Who is this?
Yo, this is Mix, calling from Texas.
Yo, Mix, you watched the show, bro. Tell her about the show, man.
Yeah, I was the one that was saying there's a lot of nudity in the show, which makes me love it. But
a lot of peepees
around the kids.
No, but definitely not kid friendly.
It is not kid friendly. I mean, we were watching it. My daughter walks by. I'm like, home button.
What do you like about the show, Mix? What do you love about the show?
First off, it's representation of Latinos, man. I mean, first off, it's Chelsea's character. She's a hot firecracker throughout the whole day. But she's no matter where you go, she's on the spot, ready to check somebody, ready to put somebody in their place because she's trying to keep it, real. She's keeping it real. But what I love about the show is its representation of Latinos. It's got a lot of different things that you see throughout the show that represents our lifestyle and our culture.
Definitely.
And that's what I love about the show. And even Latinos being on the TV in the first place is a great thing.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching.
Oh, absolutely. But I do have a question. Do you see this show becoming just more than just this show? In other words, is this going to be a breakthrough for more Latinos being on TV, having more shows, becoming more than what we, we're being shown in this show as one way. is it ever going to break through as something more, something bigger?
Oh, for sure. I think already right now, if you think about it, like the show Party of Five is a reboot, but of Latinos this time. It's going to be on Freeform. You have Minds MC having a second season. You know what I'm saying? Tanya's actually creating another show about Afro-Latinos called Brujas.
Okay.
So Hollywood is getting the message, but it's little step by little step by little step.
Yeah.
But I think that hopefully with the success of our show, it does change it in a big way, but so far I'm seeing little changes that to me mean a lot, especially being someone that's been acting for years and auditioning for the same chola part or the same tough chick part, you know, to see my friends auditioning for different things. So this season there was a lot more pilots that were like Latino based. They just didn't get picked up.
Right.
But at least now they're in the fight of like, okay, we're making the pilot. So it's like little baby steps, but I definitely feel like we're in the right direction. But it comes down to the fans and the viewers. They need to show up.
The sort of support.
It's support because
it's all
like
about support.
Latinos hold so much power when it comes to viewership, but we don't realize it.
Yeah.
Like even for me, I didn't watch the movie Cesar Chavez. I didn't. You know, and that's something that I told myself I need to watch it now after the fact, you know?
Right.
But it's like nobody went to see it in the theater. There was not a lot of marketing. And nothing happened with it, you know? And when you see a movie like Selma, everybody went to see that.
Right.
Everybody supported that. And not only the black community, but every other community. And so that's something where we need everyone to support us as well. Because if people aren't showing up to the theater, then they're not going to make another movie. They're going to be like, oh, that bombed. Never mind. That doesn't
didn't
work.
make enough money.
You know, and
blah,
that's
blah,
why I'm really proud of our show that so far the critics love us. We're still 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I was about to say. I talked about that earlier.
We're still 100% on Rotten
That's great.
Tomatoes. So now it comes down to the viewers actually showing up. And like the Latino community, like I get it. We're all struggling. But you have to make that effort. Like I have friends from like high school being like, oh, I watched it on bootleg. And I'm like, no, you can't. Like that doesn't do anything for us.
Right.
Like they need to see the actual numbers on the app or on the channel for it to make a difference.
You got my $5 coming right here.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm definitely going to support.
You know, and it's also just a brown community having to support each other. I feel like sometimes we haven't. It's always been like, oh no, I want to succeed, so therefore you can't. But now we're in a different time where it's like, no, we could succeed together. My success is your success. And it's a way that I'm hoping that our show succeeding helps lead to other shows getting made. You know, you also have Gentrification, which is on Netflix. It's going to be coming out soon. It deals with the same sort of situation.
Right.
You know, and it's a beautiful thing, but it's about showing up. Netflix is a bigger platform. So many people have Netflix, so it's easier for that show to get a lot of views. But then you look at One Day at a Time that was on Netflix, and that got canceled. But I also think that was Netflix's fault in not marketing it right and not marketing it enough. But we also have to support, and we got to post about stuff and tweet about stuff. And, you know, there's just... Mr. Iglesias is another show coming to Netflix.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that is very diverse as well, because it has white, it has black, it's Latino. So it's diverse, but again, it just comes down to viewers actually watching, actually posting about it, and actually going about it the right way. Like, I get it, you know, subscribe and then share it with your 3 cousins and stuff. That's fine, but you have to subscribe.
Definitely. We have Chelsea Rendon in the studio. It's the Baka Boyz. She's on the TV show Stars on VIDA. It's called VIDA
on Stars.
And I want to ask you, you know, you've done a lot of auditions. You've auditioned for a lot of parts. Which part got away from you that you really, really wanted? You know, that you're like, oh, man, I wish I would have got that part. You know, you were bummed out about it a little bit.
I don't know if I could technically say this because it just happened.
Oh!
But I auditioned for a character on Minds MC.
Okay.
But I understand why I didn't get it.
Okay.
But it would have just been dope because I know like Richard Cabral. I got to meet Michael Irby, and it would have been dope to like become part of that family. But it's one of those things where it's like I didn't really fit the character, and I get that.
Yeah.
Earlier we played a soundbite from Tiffany Haddish.
Oh my God, I love her.
Did you hear about that?
I met her. I didn't see her soundbite, but I met her at she was at the Hollywood Improv, and I met her, and it was like my birthday at midnight, and the show ended at like 12:30. So I was like, "Hi, it's my birthday. Can you wish me happy birthday?" She was like, "Happy birthday," and I was like, "Thank you." And I walked away, but it was so funny.
Well,
She's dope.
She shared a little trick that you might want to take with you.
Oh wait, I did hear it about leaving the phone in the thing,
in the purse.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes.
During the
That's hilarious.
The auditions.
Yes.
Play a little bit for the folks that didn't hear it earlier,
All right.
if you can.
You know what I would do? I would put my phone on voice memo and put it in my bag. I'd do the audition. walk out the room, leave my bag.
Very nasty.
Oh, look
For
at
real?
you.
Really? What would you hear?
Come back, be like, oh, I forgot my purse in there. Get my purse.
You've actually done that.
Get in the car. Then
Let me look under the table.
Wait, and what would you hear?
You
I
can't
love
do it
that.
anymore.
They be like,
I just
told
everyone.
she's not as urban as I thought she
knew
would
that
be.
was the word, yeah.
She's
That's the word
not
I don't wanna hear.
Or they would be like, she's so ghetto, I just can't. Her boobs aren't big enough. But I really think we should just go with a white girl. She's not, this role should be changed to white.
So can you, I mean, you go through this. This is like something, you go to casting calls.
No, they always say, can you be more like Mexican? Or like, can you put and I've had that word, like, can you have like that accent? And I'm like, what accent?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, like, you know, like, you're like, if you're Mexican. I was
Mexican
like, I
accent.
am Mexican.
Yeah.
I am Mexican.
Yeah, this
like,
is my accent.
You know, and that's the thing. I actually didn't know that I had an accent until like a couple years ago. Because I thought, I'm like, no, this is how people talk. Like this, I'm American. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then I'm like meeting other people and I'm like, I do have an East LA accent. Damn.
Well, hold on. You can turn it up and you can turn it down though,
Yeah,
right?
no, it depends on my environment. Like when I'm with my friends and we're like
Totally.
talking smack and stuff, then I'm like taka 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 taka. But then like when I'm in an event and I'm like, oh wow, thank you so much. No, I really appreciate it. Thank you. You know, I turn that little like white girl or professional voice up a little bit.
Well, that's the problem. It's just like we equate white with professional.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I've always said like I use my white girl voice, but really it's just like, okay, being proper. And like I stand up a little straighter, you know?
I get
and I'm
it.
just like,
Totally
oh,
get
hello,
it.
how you doing? Okay.
I totally
thank
get
you.
it. Everybody, you need to subscribe. You need to check out at least the first 3 episodes. It's for free right now on Stars. It's called VIDA. And that's another little thing I wanted to tell Stars. Make sure to say VIDA, not VIDA. It's not VIDA, it's VIDA. All right? It's a Latin show.
And you know what? As long as they're talking about it, I'm okay right now.
All right.
Honestly.
Well, every
you
time
know?
I hear it, I'll be like, VIDA!
Yeah.
Okay?
VIDA!
No, we love them. We appreciate them having the show on, and we look forward to seeing more of you. And I want to see your interest grow in with this dude that you met with.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, all the episodes are out now, so some people that are watching may have seen it all already.
You're my favorite on the show so far, so thank you for coming in this morning.
Of course, thank you for having me.
What's your future DJ name?
Yeah.
That you're going to be DJing pretty soon, bro?
A rap name. Give me a rap name.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to just say this because this was my little tagging name when I was in middle school.
Your little tagging name?
I didn't tag though because I couldn't tag. No, I swear to God, I practiced so much and I just suck, so I never actually did it. But I dated or I had a little boyfriend because in like middle school I had like boyfriends for like a week and then I break up with them. Like I just couldn't say no.
Right.
But so there was this guy from this like little crew called Blamer, so I was Lady Blamer. So like.
Hey, so check it out. Yesterday we had Cholo Fit Creeper in here. You know who he is?
Yeah.
And he gave us our game names. So
Oh my God.
I'm Piper.
I'm Oso.
And that's Oso.
So, and your little, what was it again?
Lady Blamer.
Later Blamer.
Lady Blamer.
Thank you, Lady Blamer, for coming in from Piper and Oso. We
Órale, pues, güey.
Hey, where do they find you on social media right now?
On social media, all my handles are just my name because I'm very simple and boring. So at Chelsea Rendon on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. But I do keep my Facebook private, so you have to like the little fan page.
Okay.
But my actual Facebook is for my fams, like my fam and stuff.
Yeah.
My Instagram is public, so anybody could reach out to me there. I always get a lot of questions about acting and how to get started and stuff, and I try to respond to as many DMs as I can that are not creepers.
Yeah, that creepers.
No, because I get like, hi, you're beautiful. And I'm just like, okay. Nah.
Thank you.
You know, I got a marriage proposal, and I'm just like, you see that I have a man, like he's on my Instagram, right? But I'm like, okay, but I just don't respond to those.
You know, people don't care about that though. If you
People
have a
are
man or
shady.
not, they don't
People
care.
are shady.
People are shady, definitely. But we wish you continued success and obviously support from us here at the Baka Boyz Show. And anytime you have a new project, you're more than welcome to come up here.
Cool, awesome. I will come back soon and talk about The Tax Collector. Hopefully, when that gets announced, the film with David Ayer. I also have an indie. It's part documentary, part fiction. So it was about a group of like activists that infiltrated a detention center. So they filmed the documentary of it, but they couldn't get any footage of them actually in the detention center.
Okay.
So they had to write that as a script. When they got out, they told the documentary people, and they just made a script out of it, and that's what us as actors portrayed. And it's a true story. This happened back in 2013, 2012, and there were detention centers. Like, so it's like, it wasn't, it's not just Trump that's doing all this shit against Latinos and immigrants. It was under the Obama administration. It was just swept under the rug.
Oh,
and
boy.
so the lead of our film, the reason why the movie was made in the first place, Claudio Rojas, we premiered at Sundance in January. He got deported at the beginning of the
Whoa.
Yeah.
So obviously
we think
somebody don't want this to happen.
Exactly. So we're actually having a fundraiser for him June 5th. Wednesday in downtown LA. I posted the link on my Instagram and I got it posted on Twitter. But that's a project that's going through the festival route. So I'm going to like San Antonio in July to premiere it out there as well.
Oh, dope.
But it's a great story and it's true and it's beautiful and it's sad. Like I read it and I knew everything that happened, but when I actually watched it, at the end of the screen, I was just so mad and I was so like infuriated. And it was like any white person that talked to me, I was like, what? Like, even though like, you know, like not all white people are bad, but it's just like in my mind, I was like, you did this. Like I was so mad. It took me a couple days to get over that.
Yeah. Hey,
but yeah, it's a beautiful story.
Before we let you go, would you like to bust a rhyme?
Man.
Freestyle.
See, the problem is, I could try to do that. Okay, wait. Oh, I'm gonna do this, but wait, but I'm gonna cuss.
All right, we'll give you 2 cuss passes.
Okay.
That's it.
2 curse
Okay,
words?
I'm gonna see if you know what this is though.
Okay. Can you do over this?
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me see. Oh, I'm trying to go back.
Go back. Chelsea.
Okay, wait. So
Go
wait.
back.
Wait.
Go chat, Chelsea. Go back.
You're messing her up.
What the heck happened to MTV? Why these rap people get to make a CD? I don't know, man. It's like 50 Cent. He don't move his mouth when he be rapping, man. He be like, and I'm playing Wingster. Ain't no stop for like that. Oh my God, I'm so bad.
I can't name it.
But you can't, right?
No.
It's an old rap from Afro Man.
Oh, well, that's
From
why.
like, yeah,
Well, that's
it was
why.
an old school thing. It was an old school thing.
Oh, you need
But
like
it was
a
like, what the
slower.
heck? And then it was like, B2K, R&B singers, B2Gay. You know they broke up over money. Oh yeah, that's too bad. I don't care. I think it's good, no doubt. They could stop putting all that bullshit out. Like what a girl wants, what a girl needs, a job and a brand new hair weave.
All right, there you go. Chelsea Rendon, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. Make sure to support her. The show is VIDA and it's on Stars.
Yeah. You can watch it on demand. You can watch it on the app. If you have the channel on your cable, you can just sign into the app from your channel stuff.
Yeah, use that app. Use that cable, baby. Just get the app and do it, man.
Yeah.
All right, Chelsea, we appreciate you.
Thank you. We're
Yes,
going
you-
off with some country.
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
I like country.
Boys. Cali King. In the morning.
Eric V, Nick V.
Get